Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. What we got for you today, we're going to be going over my top baits for the month of June. June's a really fun month. There's fish everywhere, whether you like to fish shallow, whether you like to fish deep, or anywhere in between. Those fish are just all over the place, and you can find big schools of fish and just light them up and have a blast. And it's just, there's so many different ways to catch them. But I've got a few specific baits that I'll have tied on all month long, so I'm going to share that with you guys and hopefully help you out on the water. I want to start off by saying I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. It helps us out, helps more people to see the video. And hit that notification bell. It lets you know when new videos come out. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up and let us know that you like it so we know to keep doing stuff like this in the future. But we're going to go ahead and get into this. So, as I said, you can fish deep, you can fish shallow, and you can fish everywhere in between. So I've got a gambit of lures here to do a little bit of everything, whether you're fishing from the bank, whether you're fishing from the boat, whether you're fishing from the kayak. So I'm going to start off with a bait that can do shallow or deep, and that's a drop shot. And the baits that I'll be using on that drop shot range from worms to minnows to all kinds of crazy stuff. Whether I want to do a power shot, the bigger drop shot, or whatever, I can put a big creature bait on there. But one of my go-tos, of course, is the good old Robowom. And this is the Margarita Mutilator color. And it's got like a purple on the back, brown on the belly. These things look really good, dance in the water really well. Pair them up with like a number one drop shot hook. And depending on how deep I'm fishing will depend on the weight and the leader that I'm using. So I'll mix that around and with all these drop shot baits that I'm going to go over. It just depends on where the fish are at and what I'm doing. Next, the bait that I will use on my drop shot is the Hot Shot Minnow from X Zone. Really cool little, like it's got a little bulbous tail on it. Really like these things, they float, so it helps it to sit more horizontal in the water and just really trigger that bite a little better. Makes it look more realistic. These things, I mean, these and 6 Cents makes one, I forget what, the Glitch, and it's a really good one as well. But I do like the fact that these float and they sit up better in the water column, so it makes it a little better presentation. And then another one that I like to do on the drop shot is whatever size you want of the panorama. And these things are so realistic looking and they work really well on a drop shot. Whether you nose hook it through the front and leave it like this, or you turn it on its side, works both ways. I've caught fish on it both ways, and they don't lightly eat this like they do a lot of drop shots. They hammer this thing when they hit it. So hold on and be ready, because when they do hit this thing, they wear it out. But this is one that I like, this bigger profile, especially when I'm fishing deeper. And I've even caught a few fish around docks on this, on a drop shot, some a little bit deeper docks. But it's been a really good option. If you haven't tried these, I highly recommend those. All right, so next up is one of the funnest ways to catch fish, hands down, topwater. There's a couple different ways I'm going to be fishing this month on topwater, because the grass is starting to come up toward the end of the month. It's going to start getting really thick, and that's when I'll start throwing my weedless options, my topwater frogs, my hollow bodies. This is the Pad Crasher by Booyah. When I want a little more noise, I go with this Ribbit by Top Toad. I don't have the package laying out here, or I would show you. But these things are really awesome. I'll link everything down in the description. That way you guys can go check it out. It'll be links to Amazon, so you can check everything out there. And if you want something, grab it. But these things right here, these legs kick and make so much noise. It's I've caught so many fish on this. I've tried the Spro Flapping Frog. I don't like the way the hook comes out of it when you catch a fish on it. I just, it's a fight to get it back in there sometimes. And these, you just buy that, it's a screw lock with a double hook, and I mean, it's a gaff of a hook. I've never lost a fish on one once I got it hooked. So these are an awesome option if you've got some openings in the grass that you can buzz this thing through. It sounds a lot like a buzz bait coming through. Just an awesome little option to be able to get out and catch them a little different way. And then if I'm wanting a popper, I go with this snag proof zoo pop. And that thing, I caught so many fish on it last year. It was ridiculous. It knocked the eye out of that one. These little things, I mean, it's the exact profile of a popper, but you don't have the treble hook. So you can throw this thing up in some of that gnarly cover, skip it up under docks, throw it up in laydowns and not have to worry about getting hung up. It's got just a normal hook like a frog, like your hollow body frogs, but you've still got that little feather in the back for that secondary action. These things, phenomenal little bait. And then lastly for this category is your walking topwater. If I'm out in open water, I'm not the one that throws a frog. I'm throwing something with treble hook, so I know I get that fish. And this Strike King Sexy Dog is my go-to. Color depends on what the lighting is, what the water clarity is, whether I'm going with white, whether I'm going with black, whether I'm going with something a little more natural. It just depends. This is the 1 knock version. Gives you a little different sound. It's got that one big bead in there. Really good option. I like the Strike King Sexy Dog. That is my go-to for a walking bait. All right, so next I'm gonna have to go with one that I think is on every one of my top baits videos, and that is a bladed jig. And that Berkeley Slobber Knocker gets it done for me, paired up with that Hog Farmer Baits Spunk Shad. That thing is just absolute magic when it comes to catching fish. I love these slobber knockers. The startup speed is ridiculously fast. I would compare it to a jackhammer. It's an awesome bait. Fishing this thing around grass and over grass, I've learned to fish it through the grass a little better, how to snap this thing loose versus like a chatterbait. A chatterbait comes through the grass a little easier than this, but once you learn how to pop this thing a little different than you have to a chatterbait, it comes through pretty well. I'll fish this thing through a lot of laydowns. It doesn't get snagged up real bad, and I mean, it's this thing has caught me more fish than I believe any bait that I own. All right, next up, I'm gonna have to go with deep crankbaits, and this is the 6 cents. This is the 500. No, this is the C20, the Crush C20. Really good option here. That's the wild shad color, a little brighter. But then I also like the Strike King 5 and 6 XDs. I do really well on those. These bright colors I like a lot. Did pretty good in that tournament I fished last week on it. And it's just, I can't complain about that thing. It's done really well. But when I want to swap out and get more natural colors, these are also, there's something a little more ghosty. That's I think it's Pro Matte Blue by 6 cents. That's the Crush. And then this is the 500 DD Deep Diver, and that's the Pro Blue Holographic. And it's got, you can see that shimmer on there. It's got like a holographic pattern in there. These things 24 feet, I believe these are, so they can get down there really far. And these are some new baits to me. Are these 500 DDs and these 300 DDs. Fishing out in these 20 to 30 foot ranges is something that I'm working on getting better at. I've done in the past, but just working on getting better at. And having stuff like this in my arsenal to be able to get out there and chase them. And these things cast like a bullet. I've been throwing these around this morning just trying to play around and learn them a little bit. And they cast a country mile. This 500 DD I think is 1 3/4 ounces, so it's like a rocket when you launch this thing. And I've caught some fish on the 300 DD and really like the action of those. But those Strike King 6 XDs and 5 XDs, I mean, they're proven baits. You can't go wrong with them either. So either of those is a good option to get out and chase some of these ledge fish or just any of these deeper fish that you can find. All right, lastly, I'm going to have to go with a Texas rig. I'm going to be flipping and pitching a lot right now, and also fishing deep. So when I'm pitching and flipping, I'm throwing that Strike King Rage Bug, primarily in that June bug color. I've got it in green pumpkin. I've got it in a couple other colors, but that's my go-to, is flipping this thing around a lot of laydowns up under docks. That's money for me, so I can't stray away from it. Get that out of the way. And then the other one that I'm going to be throwing is a big worm. And I'll be throwing this in a lot of the same places, but I'll also be using this to drag out deep along some of this grass or rock. I'm more likely to throw a big Texas rig worm like this than I am a shaky head, just because I've already got a Texas rig tied on. I can throw that worm on and go at it. So dragging a big worm like this is my go-to when I'm out deep wanting to fish a Texas rig. And those are the 10-inch thumpers, the Rage Tails by Strike King. But another one that I like to use a lot is the Zoom Old Monster. And that's in that June bug color as well. You notice June bug is my go-to. Catch big fish on it, catch a lot of fish on it. And I don't know what it is. I just get big bites on June bugs, so I always go with it, and it always does good for me. I'll use like a plum or something like that sometimes too, if I don't have June bug laying around. But something purplish is going to be my go-to this time of year through the summer and through most of the fall. It just works, and I don't want to change it up, because if I'm catching fish on it, why mess with it? All right, so that's going to wrap us up with my top baits for the month of June. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully it helps you out a little. Leave me some comments down below on what your favorite baits are, whether you throw any of these or any other variations of these. I just appreciate you guys tuning in. Keep your eyes out. We got a giveaway coming up. Probably be posting next week. So keep your eyes out for that. And as always, I appreciate you guys. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Let me know if you like this kind of content, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good one.